Good evening, everybody. It is Steve with Real Progressives. Bat time 10:11 Eastern Standard Time. Hope everyone's having a great night tonight. Looking at the GOP right now, watching the GOP call their own shots over and over and over again. The GOP calls their own shots. The GOP doesn't ask permission. The GOP gets mocked and ridiculed by the mainstream media constantly. It gets mocked and ridiculed by progressives. It gets mocked and ridiculed by the Democratic Party. But one by one, the Republican Party does what it says it's going to do. And this should be incredibly disheartening and should also be fuel for us to do better. You know, the GOP has a very, very simple messaging. They sit there, they come up with what is going to hit people right in their stomach, right in their heart. No thought required. It's going to just be something visceral, something you can grab onto. And without fail, the GOP controls the narrative. Over and over again, the GOP controls the narrative. Now, you can sit there and you can say that it's all fixed, it's all rigged, that, it's all theater, they're working together, whatever. But I want to tell you all this. I'm not in their theater. I want to change the world. But you can't drag people to the finish line and win. It's too much energy. It's too much fucking energy to drag people to the finish line. So I'm going to talk about some of the barriers that we have to making anything meaningful happen. And I'm going to be very, very explicit in the things that I talk about. I'm going to tell you right now, poor communication skills are at the top of everybody's list right now, starting really with the fact that people don't bother checking in. People just do their own thing. They're off running around. They drop a couple turds into the well, but they don't communicate. They don't check in. They don't show up. They don't put the team colors on. They don't come in ready to fight this revolution. They come out there. They want to see what's interesting. Want to go through stuff. Hey, that looks fun. Oh, that's interesting. They don't want to do the hard work. They don't want to do the dirty work. They don't want to do the tough work that it takes to fight against an enemy that has got simplicity down to a science. They don't want to actually take the time to do the dirty work. I'm going to tell you something. I was out there on MeWe earlier today, and we have a running Real Progressives chat, and I was explaining to people how we can get the things that they say they want. These are some of the key comments that came out of that. One guy said, hey, the stuff that you're saying only makes capitalism look better. We can't have that. Stop trying to do that. We got to kill capitalism. Forget trying to save lives. We got to kill capitalism. That's what we're dealing with, folks. That is our home team, baby. The GOP, they're out there writing the script, man. They're making shit happen. Left, right, and center. But we're out there saying, don't make the lives better for people. Don't fix the environment. Don't fix healthcare. Don't fix education. Because we got to kill capitalism before we can do that. GOP is going to eat our lunch. Trump or no Trump, Pence or no Pence. It doesn't fucking matter. They're going to clean our clocks because we're full of fucking morons. We're full of people that don't really want to help anybody. They got their little religious fetish. Their little religious fetish. And then they start going off and scattering. There is no communication. There is no logic. There is no thought. It's just a bunch of scattered bullshit. Scattered fucking bullshit. You wake up and you see this stupid fucking orange man this and Trumpistan and all this stupid stuff. None of it life-changing. None of it benefiting our movement whatsoever. Talking about all the different personalities. Got to chase after this corrupt guy. Got to chase after that corrupt guy. Folks, let me tell you about this stuff. If it's illegal, if what they're doing is illegal, let the cops take care of it. We've got movement building to do. We've got movement building to do. Folks, there's going to be corruption everywhere. And it's in the left, it's in the right, it's in the center. There is corruption everywhere. We have got to focus our fucking sights because we can't get out of our own way. I mean, I swear to God, we can't get out of our own way. And the worst possible thing about this fact is that when it comes to communications, I will watch hundreds of people watching something on geoengineering and watching the trails from the airplanes go by and by. And I'm wondering, what are they doing? Just asking for a friend, as they say. What are they doing with that? Not a goddamn thing. Nothing at all. Not anything. You sit there, we have been gift wrapped and given with a bow the ultimate progressive agenda. It doesn't get any better than the existing progressive agenda. Healthcare as a right, education as a right, a job guarantee, paid family and medical leave, infrastructure. I mean, green energy. Fix the elections. You've got to have a mass movement to do it because the very people that have to fix it are the very people that don't want to fix it. So you need a mass movement. That's your choices. That's it. So I don't know what this idea of people have of communicating is. They just jump on Facebook, they jump on whatever it is that they jump on, and they just say things. See, this is why I'm hung up on MMT. Number one, it's the silver bullet to killing neoliberalism. But aside from that, it's centered. It's a straight message. It's easily communicated. We can afford the whole damn shooting match. But instead, people want to, well, I think Lee Camp said this, and I think H.A. Goodman said that. I think Tim Black said this, and I think Jimmy Dore said that, and I think Jenks said this, and they're all over the fucking place. All over the place. You cannot have a mass movement full of nothing burgers, full of zero demands, full of zero nothing. And the communication paths, you've got the Green Party. There's no joke. I'm going to tell you something straight up. David Cobb of the Green Party Nice guy. I thought he was a really good friend of mine. David Cobb went ahead and put an article on his wall. And it was an article about the MMT economists that decided to eradicate student loan debt, showing that $1.4 trillion off the backs of kids and older people who have literally got no prayer in hell of paying these loans back before they, I mean, it's unbelievable what kind of a huge boost to the economy getting rid of that debt would be. But I said to him, I was like, David, this is the same MMT that you constantly shoot down. This is the same MMT that you don't want any part of, that you're all about your AMI bullshit Federal Reserve crap that you guys go through, a non-existent fractional reserve system that you want to talk about, on and on and on. The I Still Don't Need Act. When are you going to embrace MMT now that you're showing this study by MMT, by the way, and it's only effective through MMT? That's why the MMT economists through Levy Institute put it out. It's not some random plan that can be done any old way you want. It's got to be done using the levers of MMT. God damn. Messaging, communication right here. So what does he do when I say that the AMI group is full of charlatans selling snake oil? That made the revolutionary get all upset and butthurt, royal, and blocked me. No joke. A former presidential candidate blocked me because I said that the AMI economic plan was charlatans and snake oil. And so what does he do? He fucking blocks me. What a revolutionary. Power to the people, right? Ooh, yeah. Way to join it. Way to really make a difference, big guy. Boy, you're somebody I'll follow into the pits of hell. What a joke. And that, my friends, is unacceptable on any human level, much less a grown-up level. Much less a grown-up level. The word charlatan is certainly white glove, slap across the face, French style. Oh my God, it was such a brutal insult. Charlatan. And then snake oil. Oh my God, he went there. He went there so hard. It was such a big insult. Oh my God, let me block him. Let me block this guy who's trying desperately to help the Green Party pay for their friggin' programs. Let me block that guy over there who actually is paying attention to the Green Party. The guy that's actually paying attention to this group of people that couldn't get 1%. That guy, let me go ahead and block him. Aces, buddy. Brilliant. And so now you go in and you look again at the GOP. And the GOP tells you 1 minute, oh my God, we got to reduce the deficit. The next minute, the GOP is blowing up the deficit. 1 minute, Paul Krugman is saying that deficits are horrible, we got to balance the budget. The next minute, when it's Democrats, he say, hey man, we should have expansionary fiscal policy. Democrats, when they're in office, they want stimulus. Oh my God, we've got to find a way. But when the GOP's in there, guess what? Now we got to reduce the deficit. Politics, lies, bullshit. MMT cuts through all that bullshit. It's the only way to communicate. To communicate truth and facts is to stay in a fact-based world. But our movement can't do that. They want to talk about the orange man. They want to talk about the orange man. They want to talk about the other guys. They never want to talk about what the plan is. They never want to stay focused. And they want to be butthurt real easy. So look around. Every news feed. I'm not even joking. You go to the Washington Post, look at what they're posting. This is centrist bullshit, but this is what most people, forget us woke people, this is what most people read. And then you go to MSNBC, or you go to any of these other publications that are quote unquote mainstream, and they are selling you the same garbage over and over again, the same garbage. Trump this, Trump that, oh my God, he's this, he's that, he's the other. Instead of focusing on building our own movement to deliver a new deal, we always just focus on personalities. Oh my God, Trump is unhinged. Oh my God, Trump has fucking got a bad comb over. What is that, an animal on his head? Look at the fat guy. What, has he got a little ding-a-ling or something underneath that gut? What, has he got a dicky do? I mean, this is the level of stupidity that we deal with. There's no unification around building a new deal. Real progressives, all we focus on, literally, swear to God, all we focus on are the solutions. And the solutions are us communicating and unifying around truth, not friggin' tales from the fire pit, not tales from the bar stool, not myths and legends that we tell ourselves, but real, honest to God truth that we can act upon to save lives. The lives of those people that are living under bridges rely on us to speak truth and to go after it. You want to talk about the orange chimpanzee or whatever the fuck you call him, Cheeto Leahy and all the rest of it? You are part of the problem. You're not doing anything to help anybody out. That's not helping anyone. You've got to have a plan. And let me tell you something. The new crop of people that are quote unquote running for Congress, running for Senate, they're catering to you. So what do you think they're out there talking about? You think they're out there talking about getting rid of all the myths and legends about economics so we can have a friggin' robust New Deal? The Rothschilds aren't influencing our buddies who have come off of Facebook and are running for office now. So why are you talking about them? They don't understand. They still don't have a clue. So for the last 40 years, progressives have never had an answer for how to pay for things, and they still don't. So as we watch the GOP not only give tax cuts to the wealthy, but over 2 years, it's like $150 billion to the military. I mean, it's crazy money. But yet you can't find enough money for single-payer health care. You can't find enough money to make our kids' elementary school better, much less free college, much less removing student loan debt. But they can find the money to blow up the world. And we sit there and we talk about how we're going to pay for helping each other. My God, even we do that internally. We do that as a movement. We ask, well, how are we going to pay for it? But you never, ever, ever ask, how are you going to pay for that mother of all bombs? You don't even do that. And the reason is because we know fundamentally that the country creates its own goddamn money and spends it on the things it wants to spend on. It takes a movement that communicates and stays focused to get it to spend on the people. And it's not going to do it. Because we have people that are trolling right now. I'm going to scoot this away so I don't have to watch that nonsense. So flash forward. Now the GOP say, oh my God, yeah, you're right. We're going to be in deficit, aren't we? Well, we already cut taxes. We've already spent on the military. So I guess we're going to have to cut your services now, too. We're going to have to tighten our belts a little bit. Now what are you going to do? We've been giving you the answers. People come by here, saunter through Real Progressive, say, well, what are the solutions? We spend hours upon hours telling you what the solutions are. Hours, countless hours. I've over 600 videos that I've talked about this stuff. 600. Folks, you got to put on the uniform. You got to wake up ready to go. This isn't for the lighthearted. This isn't for half-assers. And it's definitely not for cynics. People just run around so cynical, they're too cynical for their own damn good. This is for people that mean to come and fight, regardless of how difficult it is. Instead of getting caught up in easy, low-hanging frigging bullshit that you could do in the cafeteria of your high school, where you talk about the orange man and his comb over. People that do that make me sick of my stomach. They make me sick of my stomach. They're not helping anybody. They're not helping this movement out. They're just children. Immature, unfocused, non-revolutionary, stupid shit. Pathetic. And so the GOP, once again, stays on point, dismantles environmental protections, dismantles our social safety nets, pushes forth infrastructure bills that will literally give it over to privatization once again, instead of us as a nation controlling our natural electricity, the recurring, the renewable energy that's right there at our fingertips. We're going to allow that to be privatized too, because we are too busy caught up in these stupid games about his orangeness and his comb over. I'm not joking. It's depressing. It's disgusting. And then within our little movement, we have faction A over here. We have faction B over here. And there's a plan right there, a new deal. A new deal. A federal job guarantee takes the bite out of the military. They can't use the military as the employer of last resort. If you create a federal job guarantee, you say you're against empire, you say you're against wars for oil. Stay focused, my friends. Green energy. No more wars for oil. Federal job guarantee. No more having to choose between your life and being able to get a college education. Oh, free college? Get rid of student debt? Yeah, it sounds like prosperity for all of a sudden, right? But no. People got to talk about, well, we got to end capitalism. Got to end it. We can't make anyone's life better, because if we do, they won't want to end capitalism anymore. So we got to let some people die so we can get our religious values intact. Murderers. We call them murderers. If it was the GOP that pulled something like that, we'd call them murderers. Let's call our own murderers as well that do the same thing. Let's stick with that. Let's call them for what they are. You got to show up. You got to show up and put the uniform on. Because if you don't show up, there is no revolution. There is no fix. There is no change. And you can go around wringing your hands. Yeah, the man's keeping me down. It's so bad. Everything's so bad. Folks, I'm telling you right now, if we don't stay focused on what it is that we want and focus in on that New Deal, you can kiss it goodbye. You can kiss it goodbye. And it requires the dirty work, behind the scenes dirty work. When you're on small teams, you show up and you say, hey guys, I'm here. How are you all doing today, man? You don't just ghost it. You don't just sort of mail it in. You let people know you're there. You act like you recognize. You act like you recognize we're in a war. Because right now, far too many, far too many, just like playing media personality. They just like playing, hey, let's get together and tell each other how woke we're. Man, you're so woke. You're woke as fuck, man. Yeah, man, you're woke as fuck too. Here's an hour full of just being woke, man. You're so woke. What did you accomplish? I'll judge your wokeness by what you've accomplished. What did you accomplish? What are you doing? Are you organizing? Are you uniting? Are you pushing to make the lives of people better? Or are you just busy patting each other on the back for how woke you think you are? You got to know what I'm talking about. This movement requires us to put on our helmet, bring our tools, and show up to work every day ready to win. If that's not how we're going about it, if you feel like you can take days off and just ghost the movement, well, you get what you get then, don't you? This movement requires people coming to work every day ready to fight, doing the little things, showing up and caring, recognizing that every